Mail. Namaskar. In your school book text, you might have learned or the mug up about the facts that how many continents are there, how many oceans are there, and then you might have read that okay, we have North America, South America, Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Northern Ocean, Indian Ocean, Asia, Australia, and so on and so forth. But do you know that a new member has been added in the oceanic family, and that is named as the Southern Ocean? Today we will be discussing about this new member of the world ocean family, and it is in comprehensive information regarding this. So let's start. Begin with why in this news. The Southern Ocean is the body of water that surrounds Antarctic. Officially is the fifth ocean now. Now, do you ever realize that who is the person or the authority who named it, and who are the person and authority to decide that what should be a name? Like when a baby born at our home, usually the parents or the relative or a friends choose their names. But in context of the oceans and land masses, there are certain organizations who do that. This time the National Geographic magazine has given this name the Southern Ocean on the World Ocean Day. The World Ocean Day every year is observed on the date 8 June. So this year on the 8 June, National Geographic magazine has given the new ocean name as the Southern Ocean. The magazine has followed a principle and a category organized by the International Hydrographic Organization, which is known as IHO. So IHO is the organization basically who named and categorizes that on what ground a name should be given to the water bodies across the world or the new oceans across the world. It is not for the first time that somebody is recognizing Southern Ocean as ocean. Even before, the IHO has recognized in 1937 the same name Southern Ocean for this, but again itself on certain grounds it repeals the name in 1953. So till by that time, among the oceanographers and the scientists, it was very undeciding factor that whether it should be included as a separate ocean or it should be included either with the Pacific or with the Indian Ocean. So that debate finally ended up on this 8 June 2021 on the World Ocean Day, when the National Geographic magazine has introduced the new member of our ocean family, which is the Southern Ocean, and that is why it has been in news recently. Since it's in the news and we are covering a series for the places and current topics in news, so we must be knowing the precise location on map. Here you can see the precise location on map. This is Antarctica. Antarctica is one of the landmass which is situated on the southern tip of the globe. So this is Antarctica, and Antarctica is surrounded by this yellow color circle. This is the demarcation line for the Southern Ocean. So this is exact location of the Southern Ocean. Mark one thing, that Antarctic ocean currents are usually flowing along this line, and rest three of the oceans like the Pacific Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean and Indian Ocean meets nearly across this line with the Antarctic currents. So these are the demarcation line for the new Southern Ocean. So this is the location of Southern Ocean. Here in this image you can precisely see the location of Southern Ocean. Here this is Antarctica, this is Antarctica, and this is the demarcation of Southern Ocean, which is covered by Pacific Ocean, Indian Ocean and Atlantic Ocean. So hopefully this location is clear to you by now. Now, do you know that how it takes birth? Is it that recently this ocean has been formed, and that is why the scientists feel that it should be given a new name and a new recognition? Do you know about it? Think a while and answer if you know. if you did not know. So let me tell you that this is not a new ocean. The Southern Ocean has been created 30 million years ago when the Southern America landmass was parted away from Antarctic landmass. In between that, when they divergent apart from each other, that time this Southern Ocean was formed 13 million years ago. So it is not a new ocean that is being formed right now. These are few current facts related with the Southern Ocean, which as a student you must know and recall in examination if it's being asked variously in any ways in any competition examination that you are aspiring for or sitting for. So the fact is, it is the only ocean that touches 3 other oceans. Mind it, apart from Southern Ocean, other oceans were largely enclosed by continents. Southern Ocean is the only ocean which encloses a landmass, which is Antarctica. So this is the only ocean which is demarcated by not land masses but by ocean currents, and it entirely embraces a continent. It is not enveloped by the continent but it embraces the continent. Its northernmost point is 60 degrees south latitude beyond Antarctica Circle. Antarctica Circle is 66.5 degrees south latitude. But this ocean location, this is the Antarctic Circle, which is 66.5 degrees south latitude. But this is not confined only to this circle. This is extended up to the 60 degrees south latitude, and it separates the landmass of this is South America and this is the tip of Antarctica. Between the tip of Antarctica and Southern America, there is a point which is known Drake Passage. Drake Passage is the narrowmost point of Southern Ocean. This is a fact that you must be knowing. In our upcoming series, we will be discussing in details about Drake Passage as well. Moving towards that, there is one trench. Here is one trench. This trench is known as South Sandwich Trench. This is the deepest part of Southern Ocean. It was earlier believed to be a part of the Southern Atlantic Ocean, but after the discovery and the detailed scientific study of the Southern Ocean, it has been found that the South Sandwich Trench is the ocean's deepest point. So the question may come in the examination like, where is South Sandwich Trench located? It is a part of Atlantic, part of Pacific, part of Indian Ocean or part of Southern Ocean. So you should be very precise that earlier it was a part of Atlantic Ocean, but now it is a part of Southern Ocean. And the question can come as well that Drake Passage is in between which continents, or which is the narrowest point in Southern Ocean. So you must be very precise about it, and this information may help you in understanding as well. There are some other interesting facts related with the Southern Ocean. Let's have a look at that. Earlier I told you that scientists and the oceanographers have this dilemma whether to put this under the Pacific Ocean or the Indian Ocean. So it was believed that it was a southern part of Pacific Ocean. So it was earlier used to be a part of Pacific Ocean, and in this world map you can see that this is Pacific Ocean and this is Pacific Ocean. So it was believed that this ocean is the southern part of Pacific Ocean, but now it is a part of separate Southern Ocean. It's the second smallest ocean in the world. That is another thing. The smallest ocean in the world is what? You find it out, study more and comment in the section that which is the smallest one. This is the second smallest ocean in the world. It separates from other oceans by current, and this ocean current is known as ACC, not by continent. So these are 3 prominent interesting facts about Southern Oceans one must know. Now some interesting fact about ACC. The ACC stand for Antarctic Circumpolar Current. It was earlier known as the west wind drift, and it is a complex oceanic current body known as the Antarctic Circumpolar Current, and it is the longest world ocean currents which covers almost 21,000 kilometers. It usually follows the southern westerly wind direction, which is from west to east direction. So usually, if you can see here, this is this current line, Antarctic Circumpolar Current. This. So these are the current, and this follows that way. So these are these currents which follows. So these are ACC currents, which is the longest ocean current ever. The current transport nearly 130 million cubic water per second, more than any other rivers in the world. But outgoing radiation, cold water and the wind from the Antarctic, following from the button, they moves towards the north. They bumps, this cold water body bumps towards the continental side, and on that margin they replaces the wind which are hot on those area and the hot currents, and therefore the upwelling took place. Due to that, this cold water upwelled nearby at the margins of the continent, which are situated along the Pacific, Indian and Atlantic Ocean. So the outgoing radiation, cold water and katabatic wind from the Antarctic following at the ocean's bottom, which is known as the undercurrent. The north are replaced on the water surface by warm water following from the three major oceans. What is Antarctic convergence belt? Basically, when from the Pacific Ocean, from the Atlantic Ocean and from the Indian Ocean, these are warm waters, warm oceanic waters probably, and this is the cold water. At the margin edge, where the cold water and the hot water meets nearby Antarctic Circle, it is known as the Antarctic convergence. And this Antarctic convergence is a nutrient rich place which is ideally suited for fishery and ample development of planktons. Planktons are a micro and a phytoplankton organism which are ideal food for the fishes, and that is why the fisheries along such coast across the world where the hot and the warm currents meets, the fishery industry develops. Moving towards the biodiversity of the region and the Antarctica, it is rich region in terms of the biodiversity, and there are some species like the emperor penguins are only found in the southern oceans. Apart from that, Wendell seals are also found here, and it is an ideal feeding ground for the humpback whales. Humpback whales usually reside in the southern American continents, but when they wanted to feed, they come during their mating season over this area to feed and to breed. So since the humpback whale feed on the krill, and krill are found abundant in amount over here, that is why they came here again and again. But due to the overfishing of the krill, nowadays the humpback whale are also coming less in numbers. So this is a concern for the environmentalists as well. Here in this image you can see this is an ideal picture of emperor penguins, and this is only found in the southern ocean and in Antarctica. This is an image of the Weddell seal. This is image of humpback whale, and these are the image of the krill. So these are major biodiversity that is present in southern ocean as well as in Antarctica. Apart from that, the Southern Ocean has some economic importance, and the prominent is that it is one of the major important fishing ground. Since I told you that it is a way for convergence for the warm and the cold current, therefore it provides an ideal condition for the growth of fisheries and fishes. So that is why it is an important fishing grounds. It is believed that in 1998 and 1999, nearly 85% krills were taken and fished from this area. Apart from that, there is one more category which is Pentagonian tooth fish. is also catch from this area, and this has been catch in such a large number that now the krill and the Patagonia toothfish has come under endangered condition is there. Their numbers are less. So now people and local people over there are being aware to preserve that, not to disturb that, so that they can regenerate their number and this fishing ground can flourish in future. Few important ports on the coast are there. Since this is barren land, almost a barren land, and human activities are less, so there are only few ports are available there, and this is made over there by the UK or by Chile or by Australia. So these are some of the names of the ports like the Las Estrellas, Rothera Station, Mawson Station. These are few ports which are located on the banks of Southern Ocean. It also contains oil and gas deposits on its continental margin. Usually, since it is formed due to the separation of the two continental plates, so this is naturally an ideal situation where the oil and the gas can be found. Also, since the separation was done by the gravity pull, like South America and Antarctica separated away from each other due to gravity, due to the pull of the gravity. That is why it has some placer deposit of gold and other valuable mineral. So this is also a kind of an economic value to us. Manganese nodules are also present in the seawater in Southern Ocean. The research has shown that the immense manganese nodules are present. So we can extract this and use it further. So it also has an economic value to us. Each year, icebergs in the Southern Oceans took place, and these icebergs are the source of the fresh water that we drink. And I don't think so that it is necessary to explain you that what is the importance of fresh water to us. So these are all the economic values that the Southern Ocean plays to us. Now moving towards to every good side, there are always something which is concerning us, right? Isn't it? In life also, when something happening always good, there should be something which is bad and which we must know. So in case of the Southern Ocean, there are certain concerns. Like usually, there is a process called biological pump, which happens in the ocean mainly. In the area where the cold and the hot water current meets, there due to the abundance of the plankton, what plankton do, that plankton with the help of sunlight produces photosynthesis. In the process of photosynthesis, they locked the carbon dioxide into the ocean, and in this way they regulate the temperature of the global atmosphere. But due to the rapid circulation of the ocean and upwelling of the cold current on the ocean floor, somehow the CO2 unlocked and releases to the atmosphere, which is rising the temperature, because we all know that CO2 concentration, if raised in the atmosphere, it raises the temperature drastically. So the biological pump over the Holocene time has been weakened, and it is very visible in the Southern Ocean area. That is why the temperature of the Southern Ocean and the Antarctica is rising. Due to this rise in temperature, the Antarctica ice sheet is melting, and if the ice sheet is melting, it means the sea water has an exposure directly to the sunlight, and thus in sunlight it directly penetrating into deep into the sea, which is lowering down the nutrients level down, and it is releasing, due to the hotness, the water circulation has increased and it is releasing the CO2 back into the atmosphere. Let's understand the phenomena that how this oceanic circulation is a kind of regulator to the CO2 into the atmosphere. For example, suppose in this diagram, as you can see earlier, the ocean was covered by the ice sheet of Antarctica, and there was less icebergs, wind was low, and the cloud was there. So CO2 was locked, iron was locked, this oceanic circulation, as you can see, was less, and this pyrocline was high, carbon flux was high, and then nutrient was released. But see, this is a non-condition now And if it gets warmer, windier and more acidic, it means winds are there, clouds coverage has been more, and see these icebergs are increasing because the melting of the ice sheet. This oceanic circulation is enlarged in comparison to the past time, and this line of the pyrocline has lowered down from this level to this level, and carbon flux is lower in comparison to the earlier time. So this carbon flux is released now, and then via this oceanic circulation is releases to the atmosphere. In this manner, usually the CO2 which was locked into the ocean currents in beneath the oceans is released into the atmosphere, and it is a concern for rising CO2 and therefore the rising temperature and therefore a warmer climate. And warmer climate is further aggravated by the melting of the ice sheet. So it's a viscous cycle which is going on, and that is why the environmentalists and other people and the nature lover are concerning about it. So let's have a look on the small points that is describe the other concern. Strong poleward movement of the southern westerly. The westerly winds are shifting more further into the south, and increased melting of the Antarctic ice sheet plays a primary role in change over the past few decades. It means shifting of the westerlies on below the 40° into the 60° south latitude is causing a warmer atmosphere, warmer environment there, and this is causing a drastic change in the southern atmosphere. The ocean lock away atmospheric carbon dioxide, but a leak is in the biological pump due to an increase in circulation in the southern ocean brings the greenhouse gases back into the atmosphere. Again, because of the enhanced southern ocean movement and upwelling, the biological pump weakened over the Holocene period, and this is a concern across the environmentalist, and global warming indicates that our planet will get warmer. Now, as a conclusion, you must see this video, and this video summarizes the everything that so far we have studied about the Southern Ocean. Let's have a look at this. This is a real image of the Southern Ocean. These are icebergs in Southern Ocean. These are the fog and the meeting point of the warm and a cold ocean currents. This is the southern tip, and this is the southernmost continent, and these lines are the demarcation line for the Southern Ocean. Now, Southern Ocean is surrounded by Pacific Ocean, Indian Ocean and Atlantic Ocean, and it has a separating current known as ACC, and that was the circulation. Southern Ocean is rich in fauna and flora. This ACC cool water flows towards, pumps towards the other continent and meets with the other ocean water, and therefore the upwelling is getting rise. This is the sealfish which is found. This is emperor penguins, and these are krill. This is a rare image of the blue whale ever shotted in the history. These are the references which has been taken and studies to make this study material for you. We will be providing you this PPT along with the final write-up and this video recording. Hope you are enjoying learning with us. Thank you. Knowledge is wealth that elevates our awareness. Keep ensuring our ecosystem is safe and enjoy nature. Stay happy, healthy and keep learning from Ensemble. Namaskar.
To have more such discussions and analysis, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for notifications on our upcoming videos.